Hello there. It's Roderick Vandervert from Believe It or Don't in New York. New York City. I just wanted to go over a few things with you. I noticed an individual with what's growing to be a very popular site, fear-mongering, spreading fear porn, and basically spreading what he believes to be the truth, but what I personally know is not the truth. So I'm here to say what I feel like saying. And some things, in fact, the most important things, the truest things, are timeless. And these are the things that most people are unaware of. Those things that are timeless are valuable. The rest is diversion. Now, the individual I was referring to, I'm not going to mention his name because I'm not a basher, but he's grown tremendously over the last 6 months. But he's not well read, and he's not well informed, nor is he he doesn't have a spiritual foundation or understanding of the holographic interactive creation in which we live or exist. Everything, though everything is an illusion, though albeit a very convincing illusion. However, that's neither here nor there at this point. We each are masters of our own destiny. And using our intent, our will, we create our reality according to our beliefs and thoughts. Thoughts are things, and between living impeccably, and when I say living impeccably, I'm referring to being a giving soul, a kind soul, a generous soul, treating others as you yourself would be treated, and seeking and learning, not just here or there, but constantly growing. That's what we're here for. And as I was saying, given that thoughts are things, and thinking properly, and of course believing create our reality. They thoughts and action will build our reality. The world that we live in is built on consciousness. It's all conscious. It's built on thought. And thought and action, and in the case of creation, action being vibration or frequency, which creates form. Again, I can't stress enough that our will and our intent, no matter what you're born into, will create your reality if, in fact, you learn the eternal laws and believe wholeheartedly in these eternal laws. The world that we live in has natural laws, and they're not man's laws, but they're universal laws that are fixed and unchanging. We all live many, many lives and reincarnate thousands of times, because knowledge is hierarchical, and we have to, go through it all. We have to go through many densities and then back to the Godhead. But that's for another time. I don't want to go that deep. As I was saying, we all live many times, and reincarnate, as I said, thousands of times, because knowledge, as I said, is hierarchical, and all is consciousness created by love molding light. This is what creates your material world. Existence is a spiritual school, and we learn and grow as we exist. Now, we're eternal. Our bodies can die, but we ourselves our souls will continue to go on and inhabit after a period of time in between lives, both reviewing the life we lived and the good we did, the harm we caused, and designing the next incarnation. We all chose to be here during these times, and these are very, very interesting times. Again, I have to, stress that we all chose to be here at this time for one reason or another. And, we're here to learn lessons, and as we learn and as we grow, we achieve the only thing you take with you after you leave or exit this mortal coil, and that is the love that you have learned to give during this life, and the knowledge that you've obtained through hard work, because knowledge is not given away. In fact, in this world, nothing is given away. You've got to work very hard for it. You know, there is a battle going on in this world, both between good and evil and their earthly counterparts. And you can either choose service to self or service to others. Unfortunately, those people who seem to be choosing service to self are, excuse me for a moment, I gotta get something, fairly evil individuals, and have, well, affected in many ways the world around us. In fact, one of those people was the Bush, George Herbert Walker Bush, who they say recently died or was put to death, or perhaps is languishing in a cell in Gitmo. He was responsible for so many crimes. Oh, man. But that's for another episode. Everything that you believe, if you believe what you were taught by the media or your parents or society as a whole, is a lie. I'm not saying your parents lied to you on purpose, to hurt you, because obviously your parents loved you and, they tried to do the best for you. However, they were probably born, in the heart of the Kali Yuga, as mine were, and really didn't have the understanding to provide me with any spiritual understanding. And my early years, I looked at the way the government did things, and I decided, well, if the government can do these things, and it's okay for them, hell, why not me? And needless to say, I worked on Wall Street, and I was a taker. It took a great deal of loss and a great deal of pain and suffering for me to learn, and a great deal of seeking for me to learn to become a giver. And I have, learned to be a giver and to treat others as I would be treated, because there's no two ways around it. You're going to be treated as you treat others. You were born into bondage. Essentially, there are 13 bloodline families that rule the world in which we live. And the deck, has been stacked against all of those people who are not bloodline. From day one. Our belief systems, religions, education, have been meant not to serve us, but to provide us with just enough just enough information so that we could provide, go to work and pay our taxes and provide for the powers that be. The United States, and you can learn a lot more about this by going to Kill Cities, or Kill City, I believe, by Deborah Tavares. A great woman, incredible knowledge. I'm really heartened by what I see going on, though I believe it's just an internecine, bloodline battle. But I really believe, I really want to believe, that the person who seems to be winning this battle, and I'm referring to Trump, and might turn a lot of people off, but I'll tell you something. I didn't believe in him in the beginning. I thought he was, I believe people are selected, not elected. This might be an exception because, I do honestly, I thought it might be an act, but I believe that Hillary was meant to win, and there was a plan. Just like Q says, there was a plan. The white hats in the military went to Trump many years ago and, suggested that he run so that we could avoid a bloody civil war, or worse, something that might still happen is a third world war. But these were white hats in the military that opposed the New World Order and things like FEMA, Federal Emergency Management Agency, which during these man-made storms and tornadoes and volcanoes and, well, you name it, all of these, devastating incidents. There are more than just rumors. There are reports that, FEMA is killing people. There are reports that the FEMA barges are just disposal units. And of course, this was all planned for back, in '84 with Rex, whatever it was, and Jade Helm, where they were going to go house to house using our own troops and UN troops and disarm and lock up Americans. And interestingly enough, after you've joined the service now, one of the things they ask you is, and this is after you've joined and, you know, you're in the service now. They ask you, will you fire on American citizens? That's a very telling question. You know, again, there are many factions in this, you know, battle between good and evil, and this earthly battle between the rulers and, you know, the kings of the earth. The people, and I'm referring to those that are not bloodline, have always just been serfs. You know, serfs like back in medieval times, you know, when Marie Antoinette said, "Let them eat cake." We have been no more than serfs to these people. And I'm going to save for another episode their Luciferian belief system. So with that, I'm going to say, see you later, and believe it or don't. You know, you can hit like or don't, or you can subscribe or don't. Anyway, be well, and I look forward to speaking to you next time. Be well. Take care.